Okay, this is Unit 1 review. This is the third video. I'm going to do page 3, number 18. I'm going to do letters B, C, D, F, H, and I. All right, so letter B here, f of x equals the square root of negative x plus 3. Biggest thing you need to remember about this is that negative on the inside. It's going to be a reflection. It's going to reflect over the y-axis. Now, the negative actually creates a bit of a problem for us because when you determine whether something's left and right with this 3, you have to have a positive x to do that. So when I do this, I really want to rewrite this as a negative and an x minus 3 underneath. So there, it's still a reflection over the y-axis, but this time when you look at that, that's going to be a right 3. So when I go right 3, and then I draw my sketch in for my square root, that's what my answer is going to look like. All right, next we're going to look at letter C. All right, so letter C, I have that 1/2 out in front. So anytime you have a half out in front, that's going to be a vertical, and it's either stretch or just shrink. Since it's a 1/2, you're making it smaller, so this is going to be a vertical shrink. Okay, we have a minus 3 on the inside, that's going to be a right 3, and then a plus 1 on the outside is an up 1. So right 3 plus 1 is going to put me right there, and then this is a vertical shrink, so that means it's going to be a V that is going to be a little bit wider. Again, when you multiply by 1/2, it ends up making it wider. It's almost like somebody stepped on the absolute value graph and made it a little bit flatter there. All right, moving down. All right, we're going to do letter D. All right, so this is the 1 over x graph. So remember, when you have something on the bottom of the fraction with that x, that's going to be like the inside, so that's left or right. So this is going to be a right 2, and then it's up 3. So what I've said is when you're doing this, it's nice to have a boundary line. So it's like we're moving the axes. We're moving the y-axis to the right 2. So there that is. We're moving the x-axis up 3. So there that is. And they're guidelines we're going to use to then draw in our graphs. So I've mentioned that these are very similar to boomerangs. Those boomerangs do not actually touch those vertical and horizontal asymptotes. They're going to get closer and closer and closer, but they never actually touch it. All right, next we're going to do is letter F. Letter F is very similar to B. That's why I'm choosing this. It has a negative on the inside. All right, so first of all, that minus 1 on the outside is going to be a down 1. I have to decide, is that going to be a left or a right 2? And then the negative is going to be a reflection over the y-axis. So how do I determine that? Again, when I do this here, you're going to take out that negative, and you're left with x minus 2, all to the third, and then minus 1. So now when I look at that, I notice that with the positive x, it's going to be going to the right 2. So right 2 down 1 puts my point right there. This is an x to the third graph. We're reflecting over the y-axis, so instead of coming up and through, now it's going to be the opposite. Okay, so those people struggling in drawing this, I recommend you start in the middle and just draw the 2 pieces from there. So it almost looks like a propeller on an airplane. All right, last 2 letters H and I. All right, so letter H has the 3 out in front of it, so I want to do one where it was a vertical. In this case, it's going to be a vertical stretch. So you're going to be pulling that up. All right, the minus 2 on the inside is a right 2, and the plus 3 is going to be an up 3. So up 3 and right 2 is going to put us right there. All right, this is an x to the third graph again, and it's a vertical stretch, so this is going to be really a thinner looking x to the third graph. All right, last one, letter I. This puts it all together. Plus 4 on the inside is a left 4. Plus 4 on the outside is an up 4. We have a negative on the outside, so that's going to be a reflection over the x-axis. And then we have the 1/3. The 1/3 is going to make this a vertical shrink. So it's, again, it's like somebody's going to be stepping on this U because it's next square graph. So left 4, up 4 puts me up here. It's an upside down U, and it's going to be wider.